Hey, Cowboys Nation! Welcome back to Cowboys News TV, where we keep you up to speed with all the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. I'm your host, Dave, and today we're diving into the recent comments from CeeDee Lamb after the Cowboys' tough Week 3 loss to the Baltimore Ravens. There's been a lot of frustration surrounding this team, and Lamb isn't holding back on taking accountability for his actions and performance. Before we get into the details, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We're getting close to 12,000 subscribers, and we appreciate every bit of support from you all. Now, let's break down the story. CeeDee Lamb addresses his behavior during the Cowboys' Week 3 loss, and it's clear he's owning up to his mistakes. After the Cowboys dropped to 1-2 on the season, with both losses coming at home, frustration is running high. Lamb didn't speak immediately after the game, but when he finally did, his words were filled with accountability. Lamb was very candid, saying, "I know that's not the player I am. It was a bad game on my end. I fully take accountability for that." He went on to apologize for his behavior, acknowledging that he let his emotions get the best of him. And let's face it, Cowboys fans, when you're a player of Lamb's caliber, it's easy to expect greatness from yourself every time you step on the field. The fumble that stung. One of the key moments that fueled Lamb's frustration was a costly red zone fumble, which ended up being one of the many mistakes that contributed to the Cowboys' loss. Lamb admitted he was upset with himself, not because the offense was struggling as a whole, but because he felt he wasn't living up to the high expectations he sets for himself. He explained, "I expect a lot out of myself, more than anyone could put on me. I failed myself, and obviously I failed the team." Hearing Lamb speak so openly about his mistakes shows his maturity and leadership. Cowboys fans, how do you feel about this level of accountability from CeeDee? Let us know in the comments. Do you think this kind of self-awareness will help turn things around for the offense? Dak and CD's relationship remains strong. There's been a lot of speculation about the dynamic between Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb after this tough start to the season. But Lamb was quick to shut down any rumors of a rift between the two. He made it clear that he and Dak are on the same page and have a strong relationship built on mutual respect and brotherhood. Lamb said, "We understand the urgency, and that's between us. We're brothers to the end, and we know we're all we got." This should ease some concerns for Cowboys fans who might be worried that the struggles on offense are creating tension within the locker room. Lamb is confident that he and Dak will work through it together, and he even tipped his hat to Prescott for his leadership. So, Cowboys Nation, how confident are you that Dak and CD can bounce back and find their rhythm? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to vote in our community poll. Looking back to move forward. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Lamb has faced criticism for his on-field behavior. Last season, during a tough loss to the 49ers, Lamb was also called out for his body language on the sideline. But just like now, that frustration was rooted in his demand for greatness from himself. And we all saw what happened after that. Lamb went on to have a record-setting season with Dak, helping Prescott earn an All-Pro nod and even finish as a runner-up in the MVP race. So, can Lamb have a similar bounce back this time around? When asked if he sees another hot streak in his future, Lamb confidently replied, "I plan on doing it again." That's exactly the kind of mindset Cowboys fans want to hear. Lamb knows he has the potential to be a game changer, and he's ready to deliver. For an offense that's been sluggish to start games and struggling to finish drives, Lamb's production will be crucial moving forward. But let's be real, it's not just on CD. Everyone on this offense needs to step up and play to their potential. The Cowboys can't afford to keep putting themselves in holes with slow starts, especially with a tough slate of games ahead. Aiming his fury across the line of scrimmage. As for where Lamb plans to channel his frustration, across the line of scrimmage, straight at the defense. It's clear that Lamb is motivated and determined to make a difference in the upcoming games, and that should be music to Cowboys fans' ears. The team needs that fire and focus as they prepare to face the New York Giants on Thursday night. So, Cowboys Nation, what do you think? Can Lamb and the Cowboys offense turn things around and get back to playing like the contenders we know they can be? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Cowboys News TV for all the latest updates and analysis. CeeDee Lamb's willingness to take accountability and address his behavior head-on is a great sign for the Cowboys. His relationship with Dak Prescott remains strong, and he's aiming to bounce back in a big way. But as Lamb said, it's not just on him, it's on the whole team to get things right. CeeDee Lamb's openness about his frustrations and accountability is refreshing, but the real test will come when the Cowboys hit the field against the Giants. They're coming off back-to-back disappointing home losses, and things won't get any easier in a hostile environment at MetLife Stadium. The Giants are hungry for a win, and the Cowboys will need to bring their A-game to avoid falling into a 1-3 hole on the season. Can Dak and CD rekindle their chemistry? One of the biggest factors in the Cowboys' offensive struggles so far has been the lack of chemistry between Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. The duo was unstoppable last season, with Lamb's record-setting performance and Dak earning accolades as one of the league's top quarterbacks. But through 3 weeks this season, they've looked out of sync, particularly in key moments like red zone situations and third down conversions. Lamb's fumble in Week 3 was a huge momentum killer, but what's just as concerning is how disjointed the offense has looked as a whole. Whether it's poor execution, a lack of rhythm, or simply mental errors, something hasn't clicked yet. However, with both Dak and Lamb publicly emphasizing their strong relationship, there's reason to believe they can get back on track. It's just a matter of when. Cowboys fans will be hoping that the Thursday night football matchup against the Giants is when that turnaround begins. If Dak and CD can find their groove again, it could open up the entire playbook and allow the offense to operate with the efficiency and explosiveness that fans expect. The offensive line's impact. Another aspect that needs to be addressed is the performance of the offensive line. The Cowboys have historically relied on a strong O-line to control the tempo of games and give Dak the protection he needs to make plays. But through 3 games, they've had their share of struggles, particularly in pass protection. If the offensive line can tighten up and give Dak more time to find Lamb and other playmakers downfield, it will go a long way in helping the offense get back to its old self. Look for the coaching staff to emphasize protection schemes and adjustments heading into this week for matchup. Ezekiel Elliott's role moving forward. One of the more puzzling aspects of the Cowboys' offense this season has been the usage of running back Ezekiel Elliott. While Tony Pollard has continued to shine in his expanded role, Zeke hasn't been as effective in short yardage situations, which has put even more pressure on Dak and the passing game to convert in critical moments. The Cowboys need Elliott to step up and be the consistent, powerful runner they've relied on in the past. Whether that means reestablishing his role in early downs or giving him more opportunities near the goal line, getting Zeke going will be crucial to balancing the offense and taking some pressure off Dak and Lamb. Can the defense hold up? While the offense has received most of the criticism, it's important to acknowledge the defense's role in the Cowboys' struggles as well. The Week 3 game against the Ravens saw the defense give up 28 points, with Baltimore building a huge lead before Dallas could muster any sort of comeback effort. The defense, which was so dominant at times last season, has been inconsistent this year. They've allowed big plays, struggled with tackling, and failed to make key stops when needed. Mike Zimmer and the coaching staff will need to make adjustments quickly if they want to avoid another poor performance against a Giants team that can score points in bunches. Veteran leaders like DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons will need to step up and set the tone for the defense. The Cowboys can't afford to fall behind early again, as it puts too much pressure on the offense to play catch-up. The defense needs to be aggressive, force turnovers, and get off the field on third downs. The path forward, fixing the little things. In Lamb's own words, he's taking full accountability for his mistakes. But as much as Lamb's leadership is a positive sign, the Cowboys' problems run deeper than just one player. The entire team needs to look in the mirror and clean up the details. Whether it's the offensive line's blocking assignments, Zeke's involvement in the run game, or the defense's struggles with tackling, the Cowboys need to tighten up in all phases of the game. The good news is that it's still early in the season, and there's plenty of time to turn things around. But they can't afford to keep making the same mistakes week after week. If Lamb's words are any indication, the Cowboys are aware of what needs to be fixed. But now it's up to them to take that accountability and translate it into action on the field. It's one thing to acknowledge your mistakes, it's another thing to correct them. Looking ahead to Week 4 against the Giants. As we wrap up this episode, all eyes are on the Cowboys' upcoming game against the New York Giants. This game is crucial for Dallas, not just because of their current record, but because it will show whether they've learned from their mistakes in the first 3 weeks. Cowboys Nation, we want to hear from you. What do you think the keys are to getting this offense back on track? Can Dak and CD rediscover the magic that made them such a dynamic duo last season? And what are your predictions for Thursday night's game against the Giants? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to subscribe to Cowboys News TV for more analysis, breakdowns, and the latest updates from America's team. We're closing in on 12,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. Until next time, this is Dave with Cowboys News TV, signing off. Stay strong, Cowboys Nation, and let's get ready for a bounce-back game against the Giants. Go Cowboys!